10 questions, 10 minutes. We got to stay on time with the big boy. What do we got for buzzer options, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about tanking. There's been a lot of talk recently about tanking.
Tanking, you see? Tanking. Next.
Useless.
Yes, Felger and Mazz in three-part harmony.
I don't know.
Thank you, Bill.
Sorry, that wasn't good enough.
Oh, Mr. Martyr. Point the picture for you. Or paint the picture.
Seriously, swallow hard.
Enough said.
Last one.
Roller coaster of suck. Say what?
There it is. All right. Hit it, Jimmy.
I don't know.
Number 10, of all the blown calls at the end of the Chiefs-Packers game, what was the worst?
Oh, the PI. It was horrible. She climbed over the guy's back. It was awful.
Seriously, the missed PI. That's as bad a call as you will ever see.
Miss PI. That was a straight up mugging. There was a clothesline, and they don't call that. That was egregious.
I thought
Sexual harassment.
the side judge there, the gal, giving him the out of bounds when the defensive back wraps him up on the numbers and spins him around.
And he was going backwards.
And
He was
going
back
backwards.
towards the line of scrimmage.
I hope that the side judge knew the rule and just didn't forget the rule in the moment. Because I thought it was that bad. The PI, bad. I agree. It should have been PI. The D-back was facing the ball, and he did make a play on the ball. Like, that's sort of something that they point to.
He looked like he was piggybacking him.
That being said, he did go for a ride before he got there.
My God, unbelievable.
That is true. Next.
Sorry, that wasn't good enough.
All right, after games like that, and this is what I picked up yesterday with the national commentary. Once again, you hear this, Greg, as you just said, every year that the league needs to, quote-unquote, do something about its officiating problem. Question. Do they, in fact, need to do something? And if so, what?
No. Nothing is ever going to be perfect in that realm. Ever. I don't care what system you have, something will get missed. Plus, the only way they're going to make it better is if the owners agree to pay a boatload of more money to make all these guys full-time, to do training around the clock, all that stuff. And those cheap bastards are never doing it. So it's never changing.
I mean, the only thing I would do wouldn't really affect the calls that we just talked about. I mean, at least not the PI one, which is have a guy in the booth who can judge it quickly and hit the button. Like that I would do. But you know, on a judgment call like PI, you can't do anything.
Yes, the owners need to get together, tell these idiots. I just think it starts up front with you have to turn a blind eye to this offensive holding. I mean, the play near the end of overtime last night, I think, is proof of this. Like, you can't throw that. You're killing the game. Offense is down. The pass rushers are too talented. Getting the quarterbacks hurt. We start there. We're turning a blind eye to offensive holding, and if you call it, you go to prison.
Is there anything that they could do other than make me the sky judge? Nothing else is going to work.
Okay.
I'm the only one that can fix it. I would have to be the sky judge. I would be quick. I would be decisive. It would have to be clear and obvious, or we're just going to keep playing. It would take a second. I'd usually get it right. And short of me, nothing else would work. The full-time stuff, I'm still not sure would work. The NBA refs are full-time. They get half the stuff wrong because it's impossible to officiate perfectly. The path, what has to be done is you have to lower your expectation that they get everything right. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. Bang, bang plays, close calls. Sometimes you're going to get it, sometimes you're not. And until you accept it, you're never going to be satisfied. That's the answer.
It's got a little zappy in him.
Or you could just make me the sky judge. Next.
Oh.
Add Trevor Lawrence to the list of starting quarterbacks who have gone down to injury this year. Rank in order the three most damaging injuries at that position to the league this year.
Burrow, Rodgers, and Watson, because I think Lawrence will be back in a couple weeks.
Rodgers, Burrow, and then Watson. But I would add Anthony Richardson, but, you know, because he's an exciting young player, and we never really get to see him.
Burrow, because he's the one guy that has the balls to go into Arrowhead and actually beat the Chiefs. That's number one. Number two is Rodgers, because that happened so quickly and killed the Jets season immediately. And then I'll go with Watson, because the Browns look like a contender. The defense looks legit, and now they're boned.
So I go Rodgers, Burrow, just what Rodgers meant to the league. You know, they've
New York.
I mean, come on.
A massive story.
And us.
1 second, he's carrying the American flag, the fraud. You know, either way, though. He's carrying the next thing, he's being carted off the field. Like, that was a freaking
Killer.
kick in the balls
Killer.
to the league. Then I'll go Burrow. Then I'll go Lawrence. Deshaun Watson sucked. The
He
one
was getting better.
He was starting to play better.
Right, just when he was starting to play better, he went down. I get it.
But apparently this Lawrence thing isn't that bad. He might play Sunday.
So it's not even a high ankle.
No, they say it's a high ankle, but Peterson said today we dodged a bullet. So
All right,
He
either
looks a
way,
little Mac Jones-ish coming off
this
that
story's
field.
killing the league. Next,
Seriously, swallow hard.
little Bert Breer over here. Do you want to finish what you were saying as I
No.
wasn't talking over me? Go ahead.
No,
Just speak.
just go.
I talk, you talk.
Just chiming
Are
in.
you ready?
Yeah.
The chiming in doesn't work. Number 7. Is there anything the league Is there anything the league can do or should do to limit these injuries at quarterback?
Not really, but I have 3 ideas for the future. Flags on the quarterback, 2-hand touch sensors on their uniform, and limiting the amount of rushers the defense can bring at the quarterback.
Are you serious about these things?
I'm just saying these are ideas for the future down the road.
No blitzes.
Well, no, you could bring 5, like a maximum of 5.
Wow.
No, there isn't really anything more that they could do, although the hip drop tackle is, if you throw that in the list of, that was Ramondre Stevenson was a running back, but even so, that's one that's got to go.
I'll repeat myself with my earlier answer. You're now going to turn a blind eye to holding. The pass rushers are too good. You get to hold.
This is Murray. I think Murray's onto it. I think that's the path. I mean, I think when our kids are watching NFL football, they'll be watching quarterbacks with flags, unfortunately. But start with just a redefining of what offensive holding is and let them hold. Because it's true. I think, especially since you can't practice anymore and you can't, hit in training camp and all of this, the offensive line needs that a hell of a lot more than the defensive line. The defensive line is spin moves and hand grab. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
The offensive line and the offensive line has to work together. The individual defensive pass rusher, it's almost like a skill position. You know what I mean? The defensive pass rusher is greater than the offensive lineman by far. Give the offensive line a chance. Loosen up holding.
I think my best idea was the 2-hand touch sensor. I mean, it's what they do in camp.
That's your best idea?
Yes, because then you can time it. There'll be an electronic sensor. He's down. It's just like it's an extension of training camp and 7-on-7 drills.
Laser tag.
Another app or something?
Yes.
Next.
Roller coaster of suck. Say what?
That was Bill's roller coaster comment last week on Zappy. Number 6, is Casey in trouble? I asked this again.
For the Super Bowl, yes. For the AFC Championship, no, because everybody keeps getting hurt. And they have Patrick Mahomes. So, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, but they're judged on the Super Bowl and nothing more because they have the best player in the league. So, yes, they're in trouble.
No, I'm not falling for this. They're this generation's Patriots. You count them out, the next thing you know, they have another ring.
I agree. I can't count them out. It's probably going to go through Kansas City when it's all said and done.
Look at the conference right now. It's setting up for them to win it again.
So they'll have a bye. They'll have a tomato can game. It's like the Patriots.
They're in trouble.
It's like you get to play one real game, and then now the next thing you know, you're in the Super Bowl.
There are better teams now.
Next.
Oh.
Tool bag question. Who's the biggest tool bag stealer of all time?
Roethlisberger. What'd you call him, Jim?
Fat pervert. He is.
I'm going Lynn Swan. I hated
What
Lynn
a phony
Swan.
he is.
Totally. Ballerina playing wide receiver.
The walking burden to society, that is Antonio Brown.
Oh, that's a major tool bag there, too.
Big time, yeah.
Horrible.
They've had a few.
He's a jackhammer.
Former Patriot.
Next.
Useless.
Who's your favorite stealer of all time?
Mike Webster.
You would
Best center
pick
of
the
all
center.
time.
So
He picks a center. You got to be kidding
So
me.
good.
Jack Lambert. I love Jack Lambert. He, to me, was like the poster boy for what a football player should be. Toothless and crazy.
I want to pick him, but that's before my time. So I'll go Rod Woodson. I always liked Rod Woodson in the secondary for the Steelers.
Didn't everybody love Rocky Blyer?
Yeah, to a degree.
Vietnam
War.
vet. Yeah,
Yep.
like that whole
I
thing.
did a book report on him once.
I remember he was huge in the Felger house for some reason. Rocky Blyer. Oh, because my dad's named Rocky. Maybe that's it. Either way, Rocky
might be
Blyer.
it.
Next.
Sorry, that wasn't good enough.
Mr. Martyr. What's your favorite Patriots-Steelers game of all time?
2015 regular season when the radio broadcast was in the Steelers headset, and then he had Zoe in his headset during the game
That
and
was a
complained
good-
about it after the
That's a
game.
good one.
That was fun.
We were listening to the Patriots radio network.
They had Cone to plays. I went the 2001 AFC Championship. It's hard to get over that, but close second, that 2017 regular season game, the Jesse James game where he was called for the play at the goal line. Where That was a great game.
There's a lot of great ones. That one, 01, the 96 divisional game in the fog. But my favorite is the 04 ass-kicking, the AFC Championship game. Steelers are 15-1. Patriots are the better team. They just ripped their souls out. I love that game.
0-1 with a bullet. Next.
I don't know.
Okay, what would you rather be? A Patriots fan or a Steelers fan? And I'm talking for your lifetime. Like, for example, I'm going to give you a 50-year sample. Would you rather have been a fan of the Steelers from 1972 to 2022 or a fan of the Patriots from 72 to 22?
Obviously, it's close. I went with the Steelers just because I think there was more consistency over the entire time, that they were more competitive and had a chance every year.
Pittsburgh.
Patriots. It was, it's better quarterback play. And when they were winning, it's the best of both worlds. They did it defensively, and then they were doing it offensively in the latter half of that. I know, look, there was dips. The 80s were mostly terrible, but they did make a Super Bowl, and the 90s weren't so bad for the Pats.
I love this question to the point where we're going to pick it up tomorrow and, spend some more time on it. But, obviously the Patriots had a better singular run.
Right.
And had, the greatest player of the conversation in Brady. And it was certainly the core of the run was greater.
You're just talking overall consistency?
Well, I'm talking if you're a 60-year-old man and you got to enjoy 50 years of your team. Here's how it breaks down. Since 1972, they each have 6 titles. The Patriots went to 11 Super Bowls. The Steelers went to 8. They both went to 15 conference title games. But here's what's different. The Steelers had 32 playoff seasons out of 50. That's exceptional. 32 out of 50. The Patriots, 27 out of 50. Losing seasons. The Pats have had 14 losing seasons in the last 50 years. The Steelers, only 7. So it's like, to be a Steeler fan, you've had far fewer throwaway seasons. And at the end of the day, the same amount of titles. Not quite the same amount of Super Bowl appearances, but more playoff appearances. I'd rather be a Steelers fan. I'd rather have that Steel. I'll take both, obviously. But there's something to be said for the, decade after decade consistency of the Steelers.
Definitely.
Which you have not proven yet. You have a chance to now. But let's see what you are post your dynasty. The Steelers are still the Steelers post their dynasty. Are you still the Patriots? Not so far. So let's see how that plays out. But I like that question, if I do say so myself. Next.
We were listening to the Patriots radio broadcast.
There it is. Renegade or Josie?
Renegade. Just a better pump-up song.
Josie.
What?
They're both terrible songs, but
Renegade's ballsy.
I'm going with Renegade because Styx has a good catalog. The outfield stinks. It was a one-hit wonder.
I don't know. The Josie thing's taken on a meaning with Zoe and everything else. I've gone Josie.
Isn't Josie a little shady too?
It's a little shady.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I like my girls a little bit. Yeah, what is it?
I like my girls a little bit older.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's
but still, he's MILF hunting.
It's shady.
Come on.
What's wrong with that?
Or the one he's with is a little young. I haven't really
That's the
broken
way
it
I
down.
took it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going Josie totally.
Okay, well, you would. Back to your phones and your thoughts right after Murray's update.
Roller coaster of suck. Say what?